And folding laundry isn't my favorite activity. I usually watch television, but as the contest queen, I'm always in to win. So I'm taking this YouTube course, and one of the requirements is actually by YouTube. It's on vertical lives. This is what we're doing. And while taking this course, I need to go vertical live 3 times to qualify to win a prize. Of course, the contest queen is going to be doing that. It turns out that also when I do my sweepstakes monthly sweepstakes Q&As, because I can go landscape and vertical at the same time, apparently that counts. So this technically should be number 3, so I should qualify. But I am going to keep trying these because I find it very interesting. Usually I do this on TikTok, and the audience here on YouTube is different than the audience on TikTok. I'm finding it fascinating because I'm also a marketer. That's what I went to school for. I was business with a marketing major. And I love to experiment with different techniques, marketing, to teach people how to win giveaways, answer questions, all those kinds of things. So if you have any questions about sweepstakes contests and giveaways, please leave them in the comments. I will answer them right now for you, because usually when I do a video, I go, I'll answer it in another video, but this is the video. So I'm going to start folding. We'll do the big things first, always the towels. The sheets are in the wash. So that's usually my last load. So I do all of this and get it away. And there's one in the dryer, and there's one in the washer, and when that's done, the queen is happy. Sunday's always laundry day around here. Not 100% always, depending on scheduling. For example, if we had a family event today. Thoughts on winning a car? I would love to win a car. What are your specific questions regarding winning a car? Where to find car giveaways? What you should be doing to enter? Claiming the prize? What specifically about winning a car? I mean, that is one of the holy grail of prizes. So there's an adage for sweepers that is known as the 4 C's. Now, this was written, I don't know who actually wrote it. It was written a long time ago before certain methodologies and prizes came about. But it was, every sweeper wants to win cash, a car, a cruise, and a computer. Well, do iPads count? That kind of thing. And cruise can stand for any trip. I still haven't won a car. That's my one thing that I haven't won. So maybe one day I'll win that. But if you want, just look on your favorite sweepstakes sites for the vehicle giveaways and just start entering. And I know people who have won cars on their very first sweepstakes they ever entered. I know, rare. And I know people that took 40 years of entering to win a car. So, and then I know people that have won multiple vehicles. And so it runs the gamut. Okay, so someone wants to know how to win scratch cards. I don't teach lottery. I teach sweepstakes contests and giveaways, which is different than the lottery, because lottery costs money, sweepstakes don't, and your odds of winning are better, which is why I like sweepstakes. Also, I can win things money can't buy. I've been on 27 trips. I've met stars and had experiences that you just wouldn't normally have. And so have a lot of other sweepers. So that's one of the reasons we like the hobby. If you are interested in lottery type information, go follow Timothy Schultz. He is a master at the lottery. He won the Powerball when he was 22 years old, and he teaches other people how to win and interviews winners and all kinds of lottery sweepstakes experts. Sorry, I shouldn't say sweepstakes. Well, I did say sweepstakes because he did interview me. But you can, I would go follow him on his YouTube channel. He is very insightful and he does frequent lives and answers questions. So you could ask him about scratch cards. Okay, now another question was, what is the big block now that the Super Bowl and Valentine's is over? Oh, yeah, it changes all the time, doesn't it? So the biggest one of the year, of course, is, I call it sweepstakes season, which is December. Every company you can think of is hosting a giveaway. And you could go from entering an hour a day to 8 hours a day. Like there's literally that big a jump in sweepstakes. So December is the biggest one of the year, and it lasts at least a month. Like it is crazy. Sometimes they start a little earlier. Like I started seeing them Thanksgiving-ish. It's absolutely nuts. So that's the biggest block. Then, yeah, you're right. For a one-day event, it's the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is like sweepstakes season condensed into one day. Right? It's that level of giveaways in one day. So it's absolutely crazy. But you have to look at each month and see what it's going to be. So March, there's going to be some St. Patrick's Day ones. Some companies are going to take advantage of that. And then also look at the companies that are tied to holidays. So Guinness, being Irish, has lots of giveaways in March because they're an Irish company and they tie it to St. Patrick's. Some companies will tie it to events, like you'll see trips to Chicago for the big St. Patrick's Day parade and the famous, they make the river green and all that. So anything that could be tied to it will be the next one. And just go by month. There's going to be Easter giveaways. There's going to be Mother's Day giveaways. There's going to be end of school giveaways. Barbecue season. Baseball season is starting in 6 weeks, 8 weeks. So then it jumps. Then July and August is all the summer giveaways. And then of course, September, August, you're going to get the back to school. You're going to get football season starting again, hockey season starting again. Like you'll notice the flow of types of giveaways and prizes based on the month. And you're going to notice an ebb and a flow. And it happens every year like clockwork. So that was that question. The next question is, how do you find contests? How to win? Appreciate it. Okay, first, how to find them. The first thing you're going to do, there's two types of giveaways to find. One is local to you, and the other is the ones you'll find on sweepstakes sites. So if you go to my website, contestqueen.com, right off the homepage, it used to be buried on the site, but we're in the process of redoing the website because it's the 20th anniversary of Contest Queen. We're getting new colors. We're getting a new logo. We're in the process of moving everything around. I have some more things to fix on the site because I remapped it and said to everybody, hey, if you have any trouble, let me know. And then somebody Friday was like, this is looping. So I started fixing it. But that's the thing, right? You're in a bubble and you can only, repair things as you can see them. And you think you've got everything because, the site is huge. I've had it for 20 years. There's a lot of pages that were shuffled around. So, being human, once in a while you miss something. And guess what? The beauty of it is it's digital. So if there's a problem, we just go and we switch it and we fix it and done. We don't have to worry about it. It's not like in the old days where you used to print brochures and you'd print 10,000 of them and then find a typo. Now, if there's a typo, you go in, you fix it, done, no problem, right? So go to contestqueen.com and right on the homepage, you're going to see a thing that says Find Legitimate Sweepstakes. So click on that And that's all my lists of various sweepstakes aggregates, because they aggregate all the sweepstakes into one place for you to enter, and they're legitimate. And there's different types. There's ones that look like blogs, there's ones that look like lists, there's ones that look like forums, there's group, there's all kinds of things. And then some are newsletters, some have different features. I highly recommend poking around, seeing what you like, and trying that out. And then some of them have different features. So a lot of them have where you can search by type. So if you want to just, like the person who's wanting to win a car, you can just go and then just look under the word vehicles. And then all the car giveaways will be in one place. If you want to win a trip, you can go look under vacations. If you want to win, like, they're all divided up, right? And it makes it easy. You can look under, then you can also look under entry type. So if you're really busy or you're just learning and you're overwhelmed, just go to the single entry section. And we call those one and dones, where you just enter once, forget about it, and you could win right away. So there's lots of different ways to use the sites. Remember, it's like any new skill you're learning, there's a learning curve. So you're not going to be entering as quickly as I do, because I've been doing it for almost 25 years, right? So I'm much faster at entering. But when you're learning, just, take your time, get used to it, have fun. Don't get overwhelmed. I mean, it's a hobby. It's supposed to be fun. So go poke around there. And then how to win. I have instructions. If you go on my website again, there's a list that says, there's two actually. It's funny because when I was moving the site around, I had my famous 5 steps to begin winning. And the first step is getting an email address just for entering sweepstakes. And I had that there. And while I was cleaning the site, I found another list called Getting Started. I'm like, oh, I forgot about this. I must have buried it somewhere in the site. So now I put both on the homepage, just, give people options. And that'll walk you through how to win, right? All the different things you're going to need to know about how to win. So that's much easier. Now, I have been blogging and stuff for 20 years. So if you don't find something there, you can use the search feature on the website and look up a topic. Like if you are social media or say Instagram, right? Giveaways. You can look up a word and it will give you all the different blogs with that topic. If you still can't find it, you can use the contact us section and just email me a question and I'll send it back. And sometimes I even do a video because I figure if you're emailing me, other people have the same question. Logical. And then I'm working on it diligently. Prizes Everywhere is coming out this year. I was hoping it would be out by March, but I had some hiccups with the formatting and redoing some of this book, so I got set back a couple of weeks. So I'm getting it out basically as fast as I possibly can. And then I had some other things crop up. That's the way it is when you have your own business, right? So my new book, Prizes Everywhere, will be coming out. And that's the whole hobby in a nutshell. It's like 200, I think right now it's like 225 pages. Lots of info in there. And then also all the resources are on the website. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. I have 7 million entries in a 1 week long for a BMW that ended yesterday. Oh, well, good luck. Okay, how do I find a sweepstakes? Sorry, I'm new, I reckon. Okay, I hope I just answered your question. Hi. Oh, nice. If you need help with sales funnel, holler. I'm a sales funnel builder. Yeah, I'm not really, I just really do a lot of books. Like basically I sell some courses, but I'm not focusing on those right now because my focus is getting all these books out. And then I've had some other things crop up. So I do have an assistant, so we're working on that. And then I'm trying to maintain 3 websites. Actually, one I've let go quiet because I just don't have the time. My Idea Majesty, my marketing business is quiet because I'm working on Words for Winning and Contest Queen. So Words for Winning is my author site where I have all the books and all the free writing resources and all the lost articles and things like that. And then anything that's sweepstakes specific, oh my gosh, that didn't want to come out, is on Contest Queen. So that's really, so I just did a couple of blogs, one on having an email address just for entering sweepstakes. And I did another one on tracking your sweepstakes wins and why it's important. And I did some YouTube videos for those too. I had it all set to go, and then I got sick in January and I never did it. I'm trying to get that one done. It's all the trips I've won, because I had to go digging for photographs and all the prizes and stuff. It's kind of cool. So I did that. I'm on the side. It was the last thing you said about a single something. Oh, single entry sweepstakes. So if you go to any of the aggregates, so I'm not an aggregate. What my site does, I consider it a hub of all things contesting. And I point you in the right direction. So if you're looking for sweepstakes, here's the list. If you're looking for tools to help protect your computer, here you go. If you're looking on how to avoid sweepstakes scams, here, read these articles. If you want to be luckier, here's a list of things I recommend. Like all the things. Like I don't actually list giveaways. That said, I list my own. Of course, I wouldn't be the contest queen if I didn't host giveaways. By the way, every month on the 2nd, I starts on the 2nd and it ends around, I think this one ends like tomorrow or today. Go to the 2nd and go under the win tab and go and enter for my sweepstakes masterclass. And I give away 25 seats to sweepstakes masterclass every month, except for December because it's sweepstakes season. And you can win a class with me for free. It's totally fun. So that would be that. And then also occasionally, because I've been working on the author site, I haven't been promoting my marketing business. I haven't been hired in a while, but a lot of times companies hire me to help promote their giveaway. From so sometimes you'll see me promote giveaways from companies, and then you know that I've been hired by them to help get the word out, which is a good idea. So that is what you'll see me doing sometimes. So that's so the single entry sweepstakes are nice, especially if you're starting out, because you enter once and you forget about it. Versus a weekly where you have to remember to come back each week, or a daily where you have to remember to come back each day. So that's a good trip. What did he get on this shirt? I still can't get it out. It's very faint, but I can see it. It's annoying. And I even did the Dawn dish soap trick. So it is what it is. I can't clean it any more than that. So yeah, so the reason single entries are really good to start with is because you just enter once, and then you get comfortable seeing what an entry form looks like, what the rules are, that kind of stuff. You just get comfortable with the process, and then once you're more comfortable with the process, it's easier to come back. Oh, Cindy, I live in a car with my dog freezing. Oh dear, I wish I could win a home. Yes, I wish that for you too. I'm sorry that you're in such a predicament. But you can also win lots of other things, not just a house. Houses are rare. And if you live in a car, here's the other tangle you're going to have. You need an address to enter. A lot of sweepstakes ask for an address. So you need to either use someone's address that you can have all your packages and things sent to. You cannot use a P.O. box. You can, however, if it's in your budget, get a UPS box, because what you do is you write your name, their address, and you don't put apartment, you just put number 1405 or whatever box number it is. And then they accept all packages, mail, everything. So, because the only house that I know of in the United States is a sweepstakes, the HGTV sweepstakes. And that one's very difficult to win because it's, there's about 100, somewhere between 150 and 200 million entries. And the person that wins usually takes the cash option. What you may be better off doing is focusing on cash-based sweepstakes and winning money. Oh, thanks. Yeah, so the cast is awesome. Oh, a Sweepstakes podcast is in the house. Hello, Jay Victor. He, first of all, I got to interview him. He figured out doing a podcast what I didn't figure out years ago. I had a Sweepstakes podcast in 2008 on Blog Talk Radio that doesn't even exist anymore. And I got to interview him. He's fantastic. Go listen to his podcast. I'm probably behind. I know he got busy. He got a new job. And remember, sweepstakes is a hobby, not a full-time. I mean, I can't even earn my living winning. I make my living teaching people how to win and writing books and teaching courses, and once in a while getting hired to sponsor giveaways. We have a sock. We have one sock that was caught in the sweatshirt. How cute is this? I got it at Costco. I love Costco. I got it for my daughter. I'm like, oh, this is so her. I got it for her for Christmas. And she loves it. And yeah, so just go, once a month now, by the way. Oh, he had to shrink it down to once a month. Yeah, it's a tough gig doing a podcast. But yeah, just don't stop. Even if it's, you know what? It's going to ebb and flow. And you can always, start doing what I do. You can start multitasking. Like, I'm going live and folding laundry at the same time. I'm killing two birds with one stone. I get to teach, and my task isn't so boring. Yeah. But it's a little harder, in the winter, you can't really be out there shoveling snow and doing this. I know, because when you record, you're in your closet because it's got all the buffering, sound buffering. I know what we don't do in our houses, eh? Yeah, when I was doing the podcast, we had to call in on landlines. That's how long ago that was. That's so funny. But one of the things I just did, I've got to promote it on Contest Queen, because I just promoted it on Words for Winning, is I just wrote a blog post. This is so fascinating. So there's this fella I found on TikTok, and his name is Chris, and he does all this, all the woo-woo stuff that I like metaphysical thought process. And I interviewed him 4 years ago now. Oh my gosh, where does the time go? And he was talking about bending reality and stuff. It was so fun, that interview. And he has such great ways to help people understand how magical life is. Like, one of my favorite stories is he tells that he put it out to the universe that he wanted to swim with dolphins, and then he had this intuitive tug to go to the beach one day, and he's like, all right. So he followed his intuitive hunch, and he got down, and there was like a pod of like 40 dolphins right there, and he's like, oh my God, and he just jumped in the water and went swimming with the dolphins. And And he said it was so magical. And he has another one where he was sitting with a friend at the beach. It was nighttime, and they were talking, and there's that glowing plankton, and they'd never seen it. And they go, wouldn't that be amazing if we saw that? And then all of a sudden, all the waves lit up, and they're like, what is happening? So he talks about all this bending reality stuff. He's so cool. Anyway, he entered a contest. And I tell you, everybody has a sweepstakes story somewhere. So he entered this contest like a decade ago or more. And he did a commercial because he's a director. He does music videos. He did a commercial for Doritos. He entered the Doritos contest. And some years the prize was $1 million. Crazy. And I remember one year hearing that an agency won it, a very small agency won it. And I'm like, well, that doesn't seem really fair to the people that entered. So anyway, it put that, I think the agency had it was a 4-person agency, and they won the Super Bowl ad of the year, and it put their agency on the map and all that. Anyway, he entered this contest, and he was, I guess, going through some files and stuff, and thought he would do a video on how disappointed he was that he did this amazing entry for the Doritos contest, and it didn't go anywhere. And nothing happened with it. And he was kind of sad because he did, he worked hard on it. And so he posted it, and so many people are going, I remember that commercial. That was the winning commercial. And he's like, what are we talking about? So he ended up he started doing all these little TikTok videos on what was happening and all the comments people were leaving. And actually he was posting the same videos on TikTok, Instagram, and I think YouTube Shorts. So he was getting questions and comments from all the different platforms. And everyone's like, but I remember that commercial and this and that, and Doritos ripped you off because they did another commercial with it, and theirs wasn't as good, and so this whole thing started to become this crazy, like, Mandela effect. Like, did he have a winning commercial in another timeline or in another lifetime or something? Like, it just weird. Anyway, so he started doing so he finally did a long form. I think it was his first long form video on YouTube. And so I reposted it. I did a blog post on it because it's very fascinating to me that he's having this weird effect. Now, what's interesting is back in the day, this is how companies used to contest, right? If you watch the movie The Prize Winner of Defiance, Ohio, or read Helene Hatzel's book, The Name It and Claim It Game, you will see that those ladies back in the days used to enter jingle contests, right? And they were brilliant. And what judging agencies would do is, for their sponsor, is they would take the best ones, and then those would become the commercials or the ads or whatever it was, right? So they were basically farming out their creative work to the contest. And it's happening again, but it's kind of happening in a different way. That, there'll be a contest like the Doritos contest, and I'd have to go back and read some of the rules, but generally it's like once you submit that commercial, I think you're usually giving them carte blanche to use your ideas and concepts. Look at this. This is the Seahawks jersey. If you go back and watch my unboxing, I won an NFL gift card. And my secret is to go to the clearance section and buy things on sale so you get more stuff. And so I just randomly picked things that I liked regardless of the team on them. And I happened to get George a really nice golf shirt with the Seahawks, and they won, so that was a double bonus. So anyway, he looks really good in that shirt. And it's regular, like, I think it was like regular $130, and I took it for $43. So I bought 4 things with my $100 gift card, and they had free shipping because I put in a code. So yeah, my timing was really good winning that card just before the Super Bowl. So anyway, he had this Mandela effect. So it's really interesting. So I'm going to share it on Contest Queen on my socials. But yeah, you got to go and check it out because it's really interesting cross from contests and metaphysics. I know, right? Like, what an interesting crossover of things. So, and his handle on here is Aspiring Alchemist, so that you can go find him. Okay, what have we got here? We've got a lot of loose socks. Plus, I still have a load in the dryer, and I have a load in the washer. So this isn't over yet. So, if anybody has any questions about sweepstakes, contests, and giveaways. Otherwise, I'll just talk about the things you should do to get started winning. The first thing you should do is set up an email address just for entering sweepstakes. Now, I highly recommend you go to my blog and read my article on email addresses because I just changed mine after 25 years because I was starting to get blocked on things. And because I track my sweepstakes wins in a spreadsheet, I noticed in a whole year I hadn't received a notification that I won by email. And there was some big giveaways that I really was hoping to win, and I didn't. And now I'm starting to wonder if I did, and the email was blocked, so they just picked somebody else. Yeah. So I've just gone and set up another email. Now, when you set up your email, don't make it obvious that you're a sweeper. Now, I was using, I'm using, use something fun, like you can use your initials and then, or maybe your pet's name or your birth date, but don't put your birth year because I had an old Gmail address. Like I switched from Yahoo to Gmail. I didn't want to get another Yahoo just in case it was a server issue. And I didn't want to run into problems. So I got a Gmail, and I had an old Gmail that I could have revived, but the problem with that was it had my year of birth in it. And believe it or not, some companies discriminate. If they don't think you're their demographic, they'll discriminate against you and not award you the prize, even though that's against the rules. But how would you ever know? So I chose not to use that email and started a fresh one that was, easy to type, easy to remember, unique, all that stuff. Let's see. Oh, we still have 6 people here. That's fun. And I'm down to socks. Oh, great. I just dropped one on the floor. So let's see if I have all the pairs. Otherwise, some of them could still be in the laundry, which is really funny. Yeah, so I've got so just make sure you have an email just for entering sweepstakes and nothing that's too weird or hard to remember. And you have to check it every day, and you have to check your spam. Multitasking today. I need to clean out the email boxes before I get a new one. The upkeep. Yeah, so what I did was I kept my old one. Just a tip. It might help you. So anything that's not really sweepstakes based, like, my PC optimum points, and my loyalty card. I kept it with the old address. Now, the new address, if the company had a sweepstakes that I was always entering, then I changed it to the new one, because my fear was, even though I was getting all their loyalty club emails, if they sent me something else, it would still get blocked. Because I think what's happening is AI has taken over, and it's looking for the word like contest or win or something like that, and it's blocking it. Yeah. Finish the laundry. I have 3 rando socks. Look, I have a huge thing here of single socks. I know, right? Are any of these in it? Maybe. I'll have to look later. They still might be in the next load, because sometimes they don't always make it together. So as I'm going along, so Tom Cavalli gave the best advice for cleaning out an email address box. Unsubscribe from 10 a day. And then wait, by the end of the month, you've unsubscribed from 300, and it's not overwhelming. So as soon as I figured out like a month ago that I wasn't getting emails, I started. So I've slowly been porting over, and that's what it is. What is the greatest lessons you learned from Helene Hatzel? I feel I've read so much about her methods, but I have had no success with it. Okay, so first of all, you're always manifesting. And the reason you don't have success is you don't believe it'll work. So the key to every single manifesting method, ask, believe, receive, right? The law of attraction. Helene spec, select it, project it, expect it, collect it. And the 3-part system she used originally, which was select a goal, have no doubt, and you can con yourself in anything. Every single method you will ever read about, it's all the same. You have to believe it before you see it. Neville Goddard, live in the end result. The key to manifesting your desires, 1, to know exactly what you want. The keys, I should say, with an S. Know exactly what you want. So, for example, one of my favorite examples is Jack Canfield, and I think it was the Aladdin Factor. There was a guy who was in a course with Jack, and so they were going around talking about their goals, and some guy goes, I want more money. So Jack reached into his pocket and tossed him a quarter. The guy goes, what is that? He goes, more money. He goes, I want more than that. And Jack said, be specific. Because he just manifested more money. It just wasn't the amount he wanted. But he wasn't specific. He just said more money. He got more money. He instantly manifested more money. He manifested exactly what he asked for. Right? So you have to know exactly what you want. You can't be wiffly waffly about it. Right? Well, if I told you I wanted to go to, you said, oh, I want to go on a trip. And I go, okay, great. Where? You go, I don't know. You might like, there's a couple of books you might like. Michael Loget's The Law of Attraction. He has some really simple examples on how to get you clear on what you want. One is the T list, right? Where you write a T, the letter T on a piece of paper, and one side's what you want, one side's what you don't want. And it helps you get very clear and specific. The other one that he has a very good example on how you don't have to remove 100% of the doubt to believe it'll manifest. So, and his book is, I think a couple of years ago, it's coming up on the 25th anniversary. So he's very good. The other book you will like that has some really good techniques for you to use, like future scripting, where you're writing your journal as if you are writing about now. So imagine it's 10 years from now and you're writing in your journal about how you're remembering, the year that you did this and this and this, and now you're reminiscing as if it's already occurred and you're already 10 years in the future. That is the last law of attraction book you'll ever need to read by Andrew Capp. So that's another good one. Also, some of these books are also only in ebook format. So all you have to do is, if you don't have a Kindle or a Kobo or something, you just have to download the app for free on your phone and you can get the book. And they're not expensive. I think Andrew's book is like $3 or something. Like, it's so cheap. But you have to believe it. That's the key. So she has a book. If you've read her book, go back and read the book, the chapter, Knowing versus Desire. That's a good one for you. I hope that helps. But I am finished folding the laundry now, and I'm going to go off and do one of the other 100 things I have to do today. I'm glad. Yeah, I probably have doubt and fears around receiving. Oh, that's the other one. I just want you to think, when people try to give you gifts or compliments or anything, how do you react? If someone says, "Oh, I love your hair today," you go, "Oh my God, I need it. It's terrible. What did you just do?" Someone handed you something and you go, no, I don't want that. It's terrible. No, you say thank you and you allow it in. So why do people think that they'd be better at receiving like $10,000 versus a compliment? It's the exact same process. So look at how you're receiving everything that comes into your life, even as a gift, a small gift. I came over to your house with a box of chocolates. Oh, you shouldn't have. Yes, you should have. Thank you. I love chocolate. I'm going to gorge this tomorrow with my tea in the afternoon while watching Netflix. Right? Totally different energy. Instead of that fake, "Oh, you shouldn't have." Yeah, you should have. Thank you. I love chocolate. I know how you think of me. I personally. Oh, so, so anyway, we're gonna stop there, and we're gonna keep going. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm gonna keep trying these YouTube lives versus TikTok lives, and we'll see what the energy's like. Oh, and I know here, I think their end is over here. Every app has a different thing. Good luck.